today I wanted to talk about something that I don't think has really had very much spotlight time at all, content-wise, like anywhere. I've only ever seen it sort of like mentioned once or twice before, but in recent weeks, I've actually seen it pop up a little bit more. And of course, I just want to bring it to light here because that's what I do. I hear these things that get talked about on the forums, on TikTok, on YouTube, and I'll give you my take on it and explain what various bits and pieces are. So what I'm talking about is hybrid arbitrage. Now, what even is that? If you are going to stretch that term very loosely, and say, hey, surely if I do like multiple methods, like as part of my Amazon business, if I do some RA in the day and OA at night, surely that's hybrid arbitrage. And technically speaking, if you were to stretch out the definition loosely, then yes, you would be right. But what I'm going to tell you is the exact definition of it and what people are referring to exactly when they are talking about it. And I'm going to explain some of the benefits of hybrid arbitrage as well. So hybrid arbitrage, you are basically combining some elements of OA with some elements of RA, beyond just doing a bit of RA in the day and OA at night. So what I'm talking about is, instead of going to the store to find the deal and then buying in store, what you do is find the products online and then you buy in store. So it's kind of, as I say, combining elements of OA and RA and putting them together. So the actual purchasing of the product is done in store, and the shopping bit of it is done online. Now, let me tell you why this is a great, well, it is a hybrid method. I was going to say it's a great hybrid method, and it is literally a hybrid method. So this is great for a number of reasons. Because number one, it's going to be quite efficient for you in the sense of you go to the store and you might be like, oh, I don't really know what I'm looking for here. With that aspect of OA, you get that bit of planning, done ahead of time. And what you can also do as well is check things like stock in store. Now, sometimes, and only sometimes, it is a little bit, how do I say, it's sort of like a little bit up in the air. So sometimes what is stated online isn't always correct. I've definitely had it before, and I'm sure that some of you watching have definitely had this before, where it's told you that the item's in stock at that store, you've gone to that store to go and get it, and then they go, oh no, sorry, we've sold out, or oh no, sorry, like online takes a while to get updated or whatever. So it just doesn't happen that way. But obviously, if you go to the store and you don't really have an idea of what you're looking for, like you could be missing out on something that you just don't know exists at all. Whereas online, you know that it exists, so even if it's not there in store, you can go to another store of that same sort of like branch to get it or whatever. At least you know that the item exists. So you'll do a bit of the research, a bit of the analysis, and obviously finding the products online. Obviously, because you've got the power of the internet at your fingertips, searching for things like coupon codes, and that will be a little bit easier than going out and about and doing it. And don't get me wrong, you can still do that when you go out and about. Just the thing is, obviously, if the store really sucks for signal, if you find that you've only got like one bar once you're in there, so you can't really look anything up, then you have to go outside and do it. Then it's just a little less faff with things like that. And obviously, with those OA aspects, you can search in multiple stores at the same time, which in essence helps you plan out your journey. So if a bunch of the stores you've been looking at that actually have stuff for you is located in, say, like one retail park, then to visit that retail park. Or that you might want to travel this way around to get to this store, then to get to the store and then come back home. So it's like a nice sort of like shape going around your city or your town or wherever. So that way the route's that bit more planned, so it's a bit more efficient for your fuel and time as well. And yeah, just searching online just means that you get that bit done, so you can just go in the store and get the stuff. Now, what's the point of going in the store and getting the stuff? Now, there's a couple of reasons for this. So the biggest one will be that you don't really have to pay any sort of like shipping fees or anything like that. Now, obviously, you might then come here and say to me, oh, but I'd still have to pay for the fuel to get, to the store, which is completely correct. But if you think about where the store is, it could be that it's something that isn't actually that far away. So like the £5 delivery fee or whatever it may be, because sometimes they are quite ridiculous, and especially if you need it urgently, they will charge you more. So is the delivery fee higher, or is it the petrol of or diesel or whatever getting from your house to the store? Like, which one's actually higher? If you actually work it out, which one's more? And if it is something that isn't actually that far away, then you might find that actually just driving there is going to be a lot easier on your wallet, basically. So there's that aspect of it. And then also the fact that you can still, in a sense, kind of build relationships with people in stores, which is something that you kind of lose. Well, you do lose if you are just doing online arbitrage. I've talked about this plenty of times when doing retail arbitrage, when you are actually there and you turn up kind of like regularly, semi-regularly, you get to know people that work at that store. And so there's all manner of fruit that can grow and develop just from, turning up and just having a friendly conversation. I mean, from a mental point of view, getting out and about and having a chat and so forth is refreshing, and helps you not feel so stuck. Even though OA and wholesale and things like that are great, just physically getting out and about and doing bits and bobs is really great for up there. So from that kind of perspective, it's great. And then also when you build these relationships with the people that work at whichever store, as I say, all manner of fruit can develop from that. So it could be that they just let you know about when things are going to be in stock again. It could be that they let you know about brand new items that are, coming into store soon. It could be that maybe they are on the download telling you about a sale that is coming up or something like that. Or they can just tell you about, boxes that they're going to have available for, or literally just give you some boxes like there and then with like zero issues and not really bringing anything up about it. And maybe depending on the store, it could be that they're able to give you some kind of potential discount, but really don't quote me on that or have that to heart, because 9 times out of 10 that won't happen. Especially with chains, it just won't really happen. But of course, depending, they might be able to negotiate the pricing with you a little bit. But again, don't take that one to heart and take that with a massive pinch of salt, because I don't want you to leave this video thinking, yes, that's definitely going to happen if I go and do this hybrid arbitrage or do RA or whatever, because most likely it doesn't, and most of the time it doesn't happen anyway. But of course, it depends where you go. So it's not impossible, it's just not as likely, especially with chains, just because chains don't do that for your regular customers that visit there all the time. So it's not a guarantee, but there is the smallest little possibility depending on where you go. So I feel like I've rambled enough. That is basically what hybrid arbitrage is. You combine some of the best aspects of OA with RA, and you've got yourself like a whole new method. And if that sounds like something that works out nicely for you, particularly on the side of, maybe this deal doesn't really do anything for me because of how much it's going to cost to have it delivered. Actually, it's just cheaper for me to click and collect. You might just visit the store on the off chance and just find that the products are there. And most of the time, at a store that's actually got a sensible cap on, they won't charge you anything for click and collect because you are doing the collecting. However, I have seen it where some stores do charge for click and collect, and I don't understand that whatsoever. So if there is like a ridiculous charge for it, then obviously it's not going to work in that sense. But obviously where it's free, and it should be most of the time, then yeah, that works out. And you can also physically inspect the products as well, make sure that they're everything that you are wanting. And then also by physically having the product, this is going to help out with your country of origin information as well. So if you're looking to sell outside of the UK or the EU, depending where you are in the UK or EU, having country of origin is going to be really important with Amazon from basically this point onwards. By not having that information there, you can't sell outside of the UK or the EU, whichever country you're in. So by physically having the product, you can literally see that it was made in wherever, and you have that information to hand. So there's a bunch of perks to hybrid arbitrage, a bit like there is for OA, RA, wholesale. It's just another method, and hopefully this has helped clarify what it is, the benefits, and maybe it's something that you want to do. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you for watching. Catch you soon.